Have you ever been asked to do a drug deal at your drug test? I was 3 years clean when I showed up for my mandatory drug test at the probation office. Every Tuesday, same routine, pee in a cup, prove I'm staying straight, get my paper signed. The waiting room was always the same cast of characters trying to rebuild their lives, avoiding eye contact, pretending we weren't all there for the same reason. That Tuesday was different because of the new guy. Skinny kid, maybe 22, wearing a Pokemon hoodie and vibrating with nervous energy. He kept checking his phone, looking at the door, checking his phone again. First timer, obviously. You here for probation? He whispered when he sat next to me. Yeah, you? New job, insurance company. They require a test. That should have been my first clue something was off. This wasn't the clinic for employment screenings. This was the grimiest testing center in the city, specifically contracted for court-ordered tests because nobody else wanted to deal with us. The kid leaned closer. Hey, you look like you know things. I almost laughed. I know enough to stay out of trouble. Right. He pulled out his phone, showed me a picture of white powder. You know where I can get this? My jaw dropped. Are you seriously asking me to help you score drugs at a drug testing facility? Shh. He looked around panicked. Not drugs. It's synthetic urine powder. My buddy said someone here sells it. Your buddy is an idiot. Come on, man. I know you guys help each other out. I stared at him. You guys? People on probation. My cousin said you all have a system. Your cousin sounds like he's back in prison. The kid pulled out $200. Please. I smoked last week. I can't lose this job opportunity. Put that away before someone sees it. Officer Martinez walked by, eyeing us. She'd processed my tests for 2 years, watched me go from shaking mess to functional human. She raised an eyebrow at the money in the kid's hand. Everything good here, Jerome? Just explaining to this young man that he's in the wrong place. She looked at the kid. You're not on the list. I'm here for an employment test. Employment tests are at MedCheck on 5th Street. This is for court-ordered testing only. The kid went white. But the address online said, someone changed our Google listing as a prank last month, Martinez said. Bunch of people been showing up here by mistake. The kid scrambled out so fast he dropped his money. I picked up the bills and handed them back. He looked at me with desperate eyes. Please, if you know anyone, kid, listen to me. I lost everything to drugs. My wife, my house, my daughter wouldn't talk to me for 3 years. You want my advice? Go to that test and fail it. What? Fail it. Lose the job. Because if you need to fake a drug test to get hired, you're already lying to yourself. That's how it starts. It's just weed. For me, it was just beer, then just whiskey, then just pills, then just heroin. Martinez nodded. He's right. I've processed 10,000 tests. The ones who try to cheat always end up back here, but with handcuffs. The kid looked between us. So you won't help? I am helping. You just don't see it yet. He grabbed his money and left. Martinez shook her head. Third one this week. That Google thing really messed us up. He seemed convinced someone here was dealing. Probably thinking of Ricky. Ricky was a legend in the waiting room. Supposedly, he'd sold clean urine to half the probationers in the city before getting caught. Nobody knew if the stories were true, but every newbie heard about Ricky's empire of pee. When my turn came, I did my business and handed the cup to Martinez. She logged it, same as always, but then said something new. You know, Jerome, you ever thought about being a sponsor? I do the meetings, but I'm not ready for that responsibility. That speech you gave that kid, that's exactly what sponsors do. Walking out, I saw the kid sitting in his car in the parking lot, staring at his phone. I knocked on his window. MedCheck is 10 minutes that way, I pointed, but there's an NA meeting tonight at St. Anthony's, 7 o'clock. I don't need meetings, it's just recreational. That's what I said 8 years ago. I wrote my number on a receipt. When you fail that test, call me. Not for drugs, for actual help. He took the paper. Suspicious. Why do you care? Because someone cared when I was sitting in a parking lot, desperate and convinced I didn't have a problem. 3 weeks later, my phone rang at 2 a.m. Unknown number. Is this Jerome? You gave me your number at the testing place. I failed the test. Lost the job. My parents found my stash. I need help. St. Anthony's. Tomorrow at 7. Will you be there? I'm there every Tuesday. He showed up. Sat in the back. Didn't share for the first month. Just listened. But he kept coming. Last week, he got his 90-day chip. He thanked me in front of everyone. Said I saved his life by refusing to enable him. Martinez was at the meeting. Turns out she's been sober 15 years. She's the one who changed the Google listing back, but she left it wrong for an extra week. Sometimes, she said, people need to end up in the wrong place to find the right path. The kid works at a coffee shop now. Lesser job than the insurance company, but an honest one. He's assistant manager already because he shows up early and stays late. Grateful to be employed at all. Every Tuesday, I see him at the meeting before I hit the testing center. We nod at each other. Two guys who found redemption in the unlikeliest place. A dingy drug testing facility where nobody sells anything except hope.